In this week's Science Track, we take a look at the new regulations by the South African Civil Association Authority over the operation of drones. We also take a look at the treatment for atrial fibrillation. And finally, we'll look at the World Health Organization's response to Ebola crisis amid criticism. But first, the South African Civil Association Authority says it introduced new regulations to regulate remotely piloted aircraft known as drones. The regulations will, among other things, prohibit the flying of this aircraft directly overhead any person or group of people within a distance of 50 meters. Drones are also prohibited from flying nearby or above a nuclear power plant, prison, police station, court of law, national key point or strategic installation. But the new regulations will not be extended to toy aircraft. According to CAA Director Bobby Khoza, the regulations will come into effect on the 1st of July this year.
An applicant for a remote pilot license shall not be less than 18 years of age, hold at least a valid Class 4 medical certificate for beyond visual line of sight operations.
A specialist cardiologist at the Durban Hospital says medical procedure to treat atrial fibrillation is fast becoming a mainstream cure for the condition. Atrial fibrillation is the most common of arrhythmia or irregular heartbeat. Cardio-electrophysiologist Dr. Brian Vesi says young people and active people can benefit from the...
We went through the groin in the right femoral vein and pushed the catheters right into the right side of the heart. And we make a small hole to access the left side of the heart. And we go to the area that connects the pulmonary veins that drain the blood from the lungs into the heart. And in the junction of these veins and the heart, that's where we then do the cryoablation.
And finally, a panel of independent experts has criticized the World Health Organization's response to the Ebola crisis. The panel says the agency was not prepared and did not coordinate its activities with other organizations. The panel was commissioned by the WHO's Executive Board in January to come up with recommendations for the better handling of the global health emergencies.
This is a defining moment for WHO. We all know that the world failed in holding back the escalation of Ebola. And it wasn't just anything the WHO's fault. That was a much wider view of how the international community responded and so on. But it does mean that WHO, as part of that, wants to reflect on how it operated, and that's why we are looking very hard at what it could have done differently.
More than 11,000 people have already died from Ebola in West Africa, where the outbreak has been subsiding. Liberia was declared Ebola-free on Saturday, but outbreaks persist in Guinea and Sierra Leone. That's all from the Science Wrap this week. Catch your next update next week.